Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Get Folked 24! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Folk, a casual listening podcast anchored in our love of folk music, but enough slack in the line to take us into our world of Berlin, Limerick, and beyond. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Edward. And I just realized just before the podcast, I don't have any intro ready. Normally I have my new thing has been having an intro ready, and I didn't get anything ready.
Nothing happened in that 30 seconds?
No inspiration came to me there. But I will just repeat, as usual, you can find us on Substack, which is where we publish to. And also you can find us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And don't forget to like and subscribe to us on Instagram and Facebook. And, share. Sharing is caring. Show people that you care by sharing the Get Folk podcast.
Share.
That's all I'd say, yeah.
Thank you very much, man. Sorry, I messed up that intro. I'd worked on that intro when we were off, and I was like trying to time myself speaking while the crowd, but I think the crowd came in too early. Damn crowd. Can't control it.
I think I thought it came across quite polished, actually.
All right. Well, yes. We'll edit that part out. Then. Yeah, how are you doing, Ed? Yeah. Continue then. It was pretty polished. Yeah, it was pretty. Like, it was 3 hours. 3 hours of me just timing this and getting it right. So you can probably tell that, but you know what? An artist it's never right. It's never right.
You never kiss and tell in terms of how much you've practiced something and the finished product. Actually, we always do. We always kiss and tell.
Do you know that loop? Do you know what that's called? That.
I don't know the name of it, but I think we all have bopped to that at some stage.
Yeah. It's like it feels like it's almost a dance. It's Zombie Nation. It's called.
Oh, is that it?
Because that's what he said. Zombie Nation. And the thing I love about that clip is that you can hear a really strong German accent saying, I'm just going to play the very start of it because he says something about, is this so loud? Or something like that. He says, upsy noise. Because everyone was starting. I was starting to I was feeding it with my whistling. I was feeding this kind of when the DJ starts to build up towards something, and then when Zombie Nation came on, it was, which I didn't know, by the way. I say it with such confidence and just confidence, but I did not know it either myself. Zombie Nation, and that was our first DJ of a very nice and entertaining May Day, May 1st, Workers' Day in Berlin. Was another scorcher in Berlin as well, 27 degrees. And May Day, you can imagine the outcome.
Everybody was in their overalls, I presume?
Everyone was. I did wear white trousers.
Straight from the factories?
I did have white trousers on, which probably wasn't the best choice on workers. But
white clothes in general, I think, are such a bad idea.
Well, because it was so warm, I have these white linen trousers that kind of are.
Oh, I know the linen trousers. Sorry, yes, we've spoken about the linen trousers on the podcast. Yeah.
So they were. It's time. It's time again for them to come out, and I was kind of just
linen.
I was wearing a black vest top, which has come out in the podcast before as well. I was going to wear it in honor of the moment, but it's a bit chilly now. It's dropping down again. So
you don't want your nipples on display. You don't want to be poking people's eyes out with those bad boys.
We were actually at another DJ at one stage, and like we were just kind of listening or whatever, and then like Pauline just said to me, "It's like, just take a look at who's around you," and basically it was me and two other guys wearing the exact same black vest top, like just armless black stuff. Of course, they were a bit younger, but it was quite funny at the time because I had just talked to her about how uh, I think at a certain age, maybe always people watching is always great crack, but like I think maybe at an older age you start to kind of people watch in terms of kind of, oh, look what the young people are doing now. Look
Mm,
how they go about their business.
yeah,
Still a lot of the same shit. Still people swigging from bottles of wine, and
cool.
we both know where that ends up.
Oh,
Um,
some were good.
some
Some
were
depends on the wine. Some is depends
just
on the
depends on the
wine.
grape. Yes, the grape.
Yeah.
It's just
The
a very
vintage, the
hit and miss.
vintage. I'm sure all of the vintages being sculled were 2024, the oldest. I'd say. Not that
Yeah.
I'm in any way a wine person. That made me sound like a real snob, actually, didn't it? You won't find anything older than the 2024 vintage in that crowd. So.
Well, I was also placing you in that crowd as well, so
Yeah,
it didn't sound at
says
all.
yeah. This is coming from the guy whose wine of choice is Buckfast. Of
Yes,
course.
or a box of
Um,
wine. I think that's what we drank
Box of wines would.
in Croatia. We were drinking the classic box of wine. Everyone loves
Well,
to see.
it was good because it worked as like ballast in the kayaks as well,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah,
very,
flotation
very
device if needed. It was,
and a weapon against any sharks. So that was the 1st of May.
Mm.
Lovely. I'd kind of forgotten that was going on, and
I think
had
you
a wonder.
would, I
So
guess, because it's not. I don't know anywhere else really where the Workers' Day is taken as seriously as it is in Berlin, which is very seriously,
mm.
both with a police presence and party presence. Um,
Yeah, I do like how the seriousness manifests itself in streets full of DJs. Like,
yes,
workmen of the world unite. Da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
uh,
Na-na-na. I think it's cool. I really like it. I think
I
they didn't they start that a street festival to in an effort to de-escalate tension and violence on the
yes,
1st of May.
which it seems to be working out bang on because
Definitely works.
I don't like just there's no stories this year really at all of any kind of major
Mm.
rows, even though it was the largest crowd.
Yeah.
It was 25,000 people at the march. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it all seemed to go by pretty easy going. Like that's where I was listening to that DJ actually was in Mariannplatz. It was up near there's a church there in the kind of very near Yam, the nightclub Yam. And yeah, so it was just someone set up there. It's just amazing how they set up just a booth and just everyone. Like I know, I think I've mentioned a billion times about just how it seems like it could be the recipe for absolute carnage and chaos, but it just seems just like
Mm.
no, everyone's just going to get really drunk and dance a lot.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice that I think everyone has the right level of just we're all going to party, respect each other, and for the most part, and just chill and
Absolutely, man.
drink.
Yeah, it was really really nice. So we went there first, and then we popped up to Chalet Bush, which is just a park pretty near, a very nice little park that's got an
Sounds dirtier
original.
than it is.
Sh-
Schlesius Bush.
up
Don't
there,
know
you
why.
know.
I don't know.
I think we both know why.
Popped in there. Popped into the bush.
But yeah, there was that. So that was there's a nice little watchtower because it's looking over the canal that used to be the dividing line of the Berlin Wall, and what do you call it? Yeah, just big massive field with just little DJs set up everywhere in
Mm.
every corner. Sometimes like you could pick a point where there was like four DJs hitting you at different points, which isn't that enjoyable as you would imagine.
It's
Just
all
four DJs.
zombie nation, but they're all out of sync by a bar or half a bar or a couple of seconds. It's so disorientating.
So yeah, but hung out there for a good bit. And yeah, listened to a couple of, but like I said, it's just mad. The people watching, like that's kind of half the fun. It's just
Oh
like
yeah,
we
it's
did
lovely.
find the DJ, but just even just watching people and young people in their zone, whether it's like they're really drunk or they're people kind of the mating rituals, the mating dances are happening, and people are
Mm.
trying, and you're just kind of going like, was I? I don't know. Well, I was
Well,
never.
I've already made it. I've already made it, so I don't need to do any of that now. Speaking of which, it was a family event for you, was it?
Mariana Platz was, and then Silesia Bush was not. We had the kids were looked after for a couple of
Well,
hours.
that's good. You didn't bring them to the bush.
No, we
That's
didn't bring them
advisable.
to the bush. No, that was better off. It gets pretty wild over there.
It's a
Not that
wild bush.
they would have been. It is. It is some wild bush.
That bush has gone wild. I want to backsack and crack that. Sorry, I don't know where I'm coming from.
No, man. No. It's all. I'm
It's
with
all
you.
it's all it's all content.
It's all.
It's all content. It's all going to make it the final cut. You can
49 more
guarantee
minutes
you
to
that.
go, everyone. Just 49 more minutes of this. We're just gonna keep. I'll keep just loads of innuendo. That's what we are now.
Was it innuendo? I suppose it was innuendo. Yeah. Yeah, it was innuendo. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Which is the worst form of endo, I think.
You think so?
Cheapest. Anyway, so half it was family time and half it was not family time.
Half family time, half not family time. Yeah. So it was grand.
Cool.
It was lovely. It was get away for 3 hours and kind of be alone in the Berlin wild. Yeah.
Let it
and
consume you.
Like, yeah, absolutely. Can't recommend it. I think I talked about it last year in the podcast. It's a year ago. So now, yeah, I was tempted to listen back to the 1st of May podcast from last year and see what I said, but then I didn't.
Too much research. That's too much research. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Look forward, never look back. You know?
It's called pillar of salt syndrome.
If it was an important lesson to learn, I would have learned it. So if I make it again, then it's clearly not that important.
would have stuck in your noggin.
Absolutely.
If it was
Only
important.
register key moments, demographics, and sexual orientations. That's what
yeah. The KPIs that matter will take care of themselves. I think it's just
now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with some business. Now we're cooking.
We're hitting top dead center here now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
So yeah, I can't really talk much about it. Like Mayday. It was nice. It always is nice, and I can't tell. I can just tell everyone just to get over it. I didn't even go into Görlitzer this year.
Wow, of course.
We just kind of circumvented it. Yeah, there was a Zaunfest, which is a fence fest, because they're thinking to put I think you heard that the last time they were over here, that they're thinking they're trying to put a giant fence around Görlitzer Park and lock it up at 10 every night or something like that. There's a protest against it. So but I didn't get to check that one out. And yeah.
How seriously do lawmakers take protests that come in the form of a party, as in like a dance party? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are they? Would they be easily dismissed?
I feel like someone that's attending these protests as a party goer, I feel like I'm not taking it very seriously. But maybe everyone else was. Maybe
you were the only one who was not in on the seriousness. I doubt it. I think most people just show up and they're like, "Why is it called that?" Oh, because of the thing. Oh, give us another beer there.
Yeah.
Hope they play Zombie Nation soon.
A lot of. It's the street sales, are the ability to get a drink now on the side of the street is just, man, it's everywhere now. Everyone just on May Day or any of these festival days. Like I don't remember it being like, I remember like
no.
On the streets there used to be kind of people that were setting up shops on the outside, but now it's just like people are just pushing around shopping carts of beers and just kind of selling them off for €3-4 a bottle.
Nice.
It's all very convenient, all just very easygoing.
Yeah, because we used to have to go, and it was already quite convenient, but we'd have to go to Speti, which was never more than 200 meters away, to be fair. So there was a small level of organization, albeit.
It used to be plastic glasses as well. You used to have to transfer everything you had from drinking from the glass bottles into the plastic. That wasn't there this year at all. It's just if someone was in the mood, just yeah.
Trusting fools.
Yeah, so but it's apart from a lot of broken glass in the ground. Again, you don't hear of anyone like. I didn't hear. Now I often say this as well, but my ignorance comes from both not really listening to news things about Berlin, and then the German kind of helps water it down even further. So there could be like someone told me about there was a shooting down there on in Merringdam recently, and I was like, what? Shoot. So I guess there could be things happening like 100 meters away from me. I just kind of
you guys have guns here? Didn't know that.
So yeah, but Mayday. What about you? What you do for your Workers' Day? Were you working?
Before we get into that, any upcoming gigs to promote?
Oh no, I just have to. The one I'm supposed to be at right now.
Yes. Yes.
No, so the one that I was promoting for 2 weeks but wasn't giving any details on, and finally sent the details to Ed. I had to very quickly.
Promoting's a strong word.
Strong word, yeah. I'm mentioning, I guess. But I had to contact Ed as soon as I sent in the details, because it turned out that we couldn't play at it. Something was going on with the organizers, so yeah, that's cancelled. And I haven't actually contacted my guy for June yet in Posh Teckle, but I will this week, and by God, next week will I have a date for you.
And a location. The location was the big one, that big tripping point last time, So it's not many things. I suppose just a location, a date, and a time. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
just those three things, isn't it?
I'll have that for you.
I think you're a fucking rock star, Andy. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
I think you're. That's what you bring. I think you bring that. You're like, all this shit's going to take care of itself. You didn't bother learning the location, and you were right not to. You didn't need it. Hey,
Waste
guys,
of my time, their time, everyone's time.
Exactly, guys. Don't bother going to the place I never told you about. That's what you didn't. You know what I mean? That's what you were saying this week.
Yep, exactly. Keep your expectations in check, everyone.
Too cool for school. That's what you are. Except for the school you teach in. You're just the right amount of cool for that. So well done.
So yeah, I have nothing this week, neither fictional nor real. I have nothing, neither realm. Okay. Yourself?
No, I made a brief appearance at the session on Thursday night, but the next upcoming session in the Westward Ho is not this Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday, and that will be Thursday the 15th of May. And that's in the Westward Ho. Usually starts around 9:15. And yeah, all are welcome. All are welcome. Doesn't matter what you've done in the past, horrific crimes, doesn't matter. Come on in. And if you can sing a song about it, you will go down a treat. You'll go down like gravy on chicken. You know what I mean?
It's just a whole really violent song they sing about some child molestation issue.
God, Andy. Okay.
All is forgiven, Ed. It's the Westward Ho. It's just sing a song about it. We don't give a shit what you've done. Just sing a song.
Make it rhyme.
Make it rhyme.
Something I can tap my foot to. Just something I can tap my foot to, and I don't
He's
mind.
one evil fucker, but he's got a voice on it.
Fuck. A voice. Very like Ronnie Drew. Huh?
I can see why those children loved him.
Okay, if you've done anything like that, don't come to the Westward Ho. I'll just.
So it's not. Whoa, exclusive.
Yeah, I'm going to retract. I didn't think it through. I didn't think we'd go there, but you're right, Andy. You're right. Thanks for highlighting that.
All is not forgiven. No. You know what we need to do? We need to get a list together.
It's a trap. It's a sting operation.
The honey trap.
Lure them in. Pow.
With an average age of 65. We're going to dress them all up as kids.
You're like, I know honey's the only food that can't go off. Are you sure this is still a honey pot? All the guys are this old? I don't know. Maybe that analogy
doesn't
work.
Granddad. It looks sexy. Looks sexy, Granddad.
Yeah. Let's call it the septic tank. That's what we're going to call it. Some people like septic tanks.
So okay, but 15th of May.
15th of May, bring your rhymes and come on down. Bring your rhymes, bring your crimes.
No, bring your rhymes. Don't tell us your crimes. solves all the.
Mm,
You want them to tell you your crimes.
some crime, if they're misdemeanors, like I jaywalked. I picked a guy's pocket once. I found the lost Ark of the Covenant, or something like that. That would be cool. Like, you know, I picked a guy's pocket and I found a hard drive full of Bitcoin. And here I am before you,
Look at
a
that.
rhyming millionaire. That'd be a cool song.
The Rhyming Millionaire. Or a song about.
Good, actually.
We'll put it in. We'll put it on the board. No bad ideas.
We'll buy the board first, and then we'll put it on the board.
How about you? How's your week been?
Week was lovely. Can I do some housekeeping and then I'll get on to it?
Sure, let's
Sorry,
do it.
delayed. This is my second time I delayed that question or diverted from that question. So I did. Yeah, there was just a couple of points from last week. We wondered about Italian liberation day. I'm just going to read a little bit just for everybody and for ourselves as well. We weren't 100% sure. We kind of guessed it was during World War II and liberation from Nazis, and we were correct. I'm just going to read it. It's also known as the anniversary of Italy's liberation. It's got a couple of names, actually. Liberation Day, anniversary of Italy's liberation, anniversary of the resistance, or simply 25th of April is a national holiday in Italy that commemorates the victory of the Italian resistance movement against Nazi Germany and the Italian Social Republic. Puppet state of the Nazis and rump state of the fascists. I always love that, rump state. Culminating in the liberation of Italy from German occupation and the end of the Italian Civil War in the latter phase of World War II. And it's distinct from Republic Day, so it's not the same as Republic Day, which takes place on the 2nd of June and commemorates the 1946 Italian institutional referendum. But I mean, we all know which one we prefer, So, other one, who are the guys who run the show? Have I got news for you? Did you look this up? Did you think of it?
Oh, no, Paul Merton and...
Very good.
Higgins. I keep going Higgins, but it's not Higgins. No, it's
Higmans. Ian Hislop.
Hislop. I was on the right lines.
You were. Second, or the third thing, and the last thing. I listened to last week's episode, Andy, and you really struggled to say that you lost the game of Bulls last week, and really, really, really struggled. It was a real stumbling block for you. Have you reflected on that at all? Is there anything else you want to add to that, or what do you think?
I would say that if anything, I've probably doubled down on it all this week.
Yeah, in case people are listening to this episode and not last week's episode, Andy had a game of Bulls, and if you don't know what Bulls is, go fuck yourself. Andy had a game of Bulls against his boys, and he lost. And rather than just saying it like that, that's like a 2-second thing. The guys bet me. You kind of this is how it sounded. I let them win. That's what I think you were trying to communicate.
I haven't listened back to the episode.
The floor is yours.
I can't tell you what my intentions were last week, but I can safely say now with the older one, there is no letting anymore. That the day is over. In terms of now, there are still. I give myself handicaps when I'm playing against them. Like they're allowed to retake one shot per round whenever they want. They can go up and pick up the ball and bring it back and have another go. So, strictly speaking, in the grand realm of Bulls rules, grand realm of Bulls rules,
it is a grand realm.
there would be question marks about the defeats, and that's what pauses me, not because I need everyone to know that I can still beat them. It's more that
you did make sure they do know that, though.
I don't want to be that dick of a father who comes on and talks about how great his sons are and how they can beat me already.
You'd rather be the dick of a father who comes on and says, "I bet them." I want you all to make sure that you know. I'm making a choice here. It's one or the other.
I'm on a roll, Ed, with fucking just Malachi's just fucking kicking my ass in a lot of things. Today, for example, we spent So I was just set up to go out to the park because, as I said, the weather has been really nice. But today was supposed to be showery, and just as I had everything set up, I'm breaking out all the games that I have beaten him in the past just to bring him out and play him against. So I had Viking Spiel, this stick one
Oh
where you have
yeah,
to know.
it's
Yeah.
great.
So
Yeah.
and but anyway, I stepped outside the door and it started to kind of spit rain, and I was like, "Oh fuck that! I don't want to go out and deal with rain." So we stayed in, and it was just me and the two lads, and we said we'd play Risk. We'd finally get a game of Lord of the Rings Risk played. Risk
Oh,
you've played Risk before?
it's a commitment. It's a commitment.
It's a commitment, yeah.
Our time wise.
Time wise, well, if you play this, there's different versions of it, but you can play this
Okay.
version of it where you only play for as long as the ring is in Middle Earth. Once it leaves Middle Earth and goes, a bit of a Lord of the Rings thing here, but it's time basically. There's, is everyone with
I'm
me?
gonna put this in the same category as Bools. If you don't know what we're talking about here, we're not.
We're not
Is this a
gelling.
no? There is not a no child left behind policy on this podcast. Right? If you don't know what this is, you need to fucking do your homework.
You're
Get on the
extra
podcast.
baggage. You are
Yeah.
unwanted fat, and we cutting you.
You're the man boobs. You're the man boobs. Okay, but you are.
But anyway, games of Risk generally, yes, they take a long time and to conquer the whole Earth, or world Earth. Yeah, um, people go at it for hours, or you can set time limits on it.
Okay.
Fucking Matic, I I can still see the moment. This like so. Even the short version of the game still took us about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and it was about an hour and a half into it, and I was just I had the whole board beautifully set up. I had like kind of, I had strong armies in the frontiers. I know this is getting a bit nerdy now, but I don't care.
Nope, not at all.
No. So strong armies and all my kind of frontiers, all my borders were well armed. And I
Very
had a little,
prudent.
and and I was looking, and I was explaining this to Maliki. He was like, he said, it's a game of luck, isn't it? Really? And I was trying to tell him, it's not really a game of luck, because you could say war is a game of luck, but if you have more soldiers and you position them better than the other guy, you will win. The probability says you will win, which I feel like was accurate enough.
Okay. Well, let me get NATO on the line there. Just make sure they know that.
But long story short, anyway, he just decided to go. What was it called? They did in World War One with the sledgehammer, was it? Where he just blast through the center of everyone. You don't give a shit. You just blast through the center of your opponent.
Don't
I think
know.
that was. I think that I'm fairly sure that was a World War One tactic by the Germans. I think who started it, which was just blast everyone out through the center and don't worry about it and bring your armies and stay flowing forward with your armies, no matter what. Anyway,
Are you talking about Blitzkrieg?
no, I'm talking about World War One when they were going through Belgium. I remember listening. Now I'm
The
imagining.
Schlieffen Plan? The Schlieffen Plan? Is that what you're talking about?
Let's stick it in a note
Where they
for
went on
next
this
week.
huge, wide, arcing maneuver, flanking maneuver through Belgium.
Yes.
What resulted in what was called the Rape of Belgium, and they got caught by accident actually, and they kind of, it was more of a flanking maneuver though, trying to get
Okay.
in behind the French forces. But yeah, go on, yeah.
But I can't describe how. But long story short, the game is a shortened down, and Maliki absolutely fucking annihilated me. He just like I couldn't get back into the game. Everything I tried to do to try and you could, and it's the kind of game that you can see with an hour and a half to go, you're fucked. But you can't be the person that goes like, well, you've won this game. And he didn't want me to. He wanted to see it out. He wanted to cover the entire board with his colors, which he did. And just as the ring was about to leave Middle Earth, he had conquered my last land. And so that was. And
Wow.
I have to say, looking at Maliki, probably how people look at me when they win, when I win, which is like, I don't gloat, but I seem to just carry an air of satisfaction that everyone detests. Just
Andy,
makes you want to beat me.
It's so satisfying to hear you say that. It's so finally that you now get it.
I get it, but I don't mean to be that way. I love the defeat as much as the wins.
No, that is definitely not true. That is definitely 100%.
Not as much. Okay, that's
true.
bullshit. Okay, not true. But at the same time, without knowing the pain of defeat, one cannot appreciate the joy of victory. And I feel like that's where Yeah, that's where he's going to be.
Now, I will say, in your defense, you love a good game. You love a good, honest contest, no matter what it is. You relish a good, honest contest, and you are gracious in defeat. Okay, there are two very nice
Thank
things
you.
I've just said about you, Darren. All right,
Thank you.
but
Okay.
when you win, it
It's a
is
sandwich we
so
generally do.
so fucking annoying. And it's not, and you don't gloat. You really don't gloat, but you have exactly what you've just described there, which is like this. Well, I'm going to say all the nice things, but I'm going to make sure you know that I'm better than you. And just in case you've forgotten, the reason I know I'm better than you is because I've just beaten you. That's how we know that. We're still cool, right?
I have been lucky
Yeah.
enough in my life and in Berlin that I have met people with a similar. I think similar people are good to hang out with in that sense because we're all getting under each other's skin. Whereas you start hanging out with people that are not as competitive, which is a lot of my
Mm.
my cohort here in Berlin are not super competitive. One of them I think of is competitive until he sees he's losing and then starts taking the piss out of the game. That's more of his
Oh.
tactic. Um,
Oh, I think
just just mock it then because there's no clear. But when he's winning, he's very like not
laser
even to the point
focus.
where yeah. And laser focus on mocking you for being shit, which I don't do. You know,
No, no, you don't. You don't shit talk. Not
well,
really. You don't really do the real shit talk.
no, but
No,
yeah.
it's a funny one because I like, even now I'm just trying to find the words to describe what it is about your victories that are so hard to take, and it's hard to find the words because it's like
I
it's
think it's
because
because
it's
I
so.
don't gloat, but I don't say any. I don't gloat, but I don't know. It's my silence. I think kills people. That they're just
It's not that though, because you do to some. There's a facial expression going on. Something. There's visual cues for sure, and it's like, yeah, it's very funny. Um, yeah, I remember you saying it. You find it annoying when people are not competitive, and you're playing against them, and they're not competitive, and they're not that getting into the whole "I want to win" this thing. But I'm just glad you've been essentially beaten by yourself, in a way,
yeah. It
because you
does.
you know you have created this monster. It's
I
like through
have. I
Frankenstein
have.
situation.
But I'm looking forward to the next. I'm trying to eye up another. Okay, right now you have my attention, sir. You have my attention. You know that's what. But that's not worked out in other games that we've played as well. It's like, okay, now you have my attention. Beaten again. There's
Kicked
there
your
honestly
ass
is
again.
there's it's the first week in a while that like there's been a lot of just defeats. Even yeah, and
Ooh,
actually, when I think about it, actually yesterday we played Bulls as well, and he kicked the shit out of me in Bulls yesterday. No,
wow!
no ifs, hands or buts. I just
Is that a
I've,
particular
I've,
game of Bulls?
I've
No buts.
if hands and butts.
Tits, hands, and butts.
No, that was
It's a
last week with
it's a
the
very
guy. The chaps was here.
the guy's
That's.
jazz.
I'm here for tits, hands, butts.
Tits, hands, and butts Bulls. It's a particular subgenre of Bulls.
And
So are you going to take away the handicaps maybe a little bit?
I suggested that. I did say that to Maliki yesterday when I was playing Bulls with him.
Mm.
I said, like, your final stage in saying you've beaten me is to take away all the advantages that I give
Oh,
you.
you said it like that. So you took away his victories by saying that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the fucking sort of shit I'm talking about. You always fucking find a way to like undermine the victory.
Fuck,
You know.
this is a fucking starting to feel like a therapy session. I'm just like, I'm not fucking, I didn't
You
sound.
know, the final stage. That was it. I knew it was another. Yeah, that's funny. That's very, very, very
But yeah,
funny.
but it's true
Mm, mm.
for the 9-year-old that I'm playing against. I know. I'm a
That's really
I'm a
good.
good dad. I do give a decent
No,
amount
that's
of
great.
praise as well.
Oh, fantastic. No. That's fantastic stuff, man. Would you stop? That's great. You asked me how my week was. I went to David Gray. That was on the 1st of May,
Thursday,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was in King John's Castle in Limerick, a venue I love going to. Especially when the weather is good. And I was there. I was there previously for the Frank and Waters and the Stunning, and that was a great gig as well. Again, the weather was quite dry.
Outdoor gig, yeah.
It's an outdoor, yeah. And but the sound is so good in that venue, and David Gray is really good. He's brilliant. I didn't know like a huge amount of his stuff. I was really familiar, as probably everybody is, with White Ladder, but a lot of his stuff after that, then wasn't overly familiar with. But it was an excellent gig. God, he's got a great voice, and it was so funny though going in, because I was like, there's all this stuff about how in the Tree Arena, there's an upcoming gig of his in the Tree Arena where they're not going to be opening the bars in the Tree Arena. So, you can't drink, because there was something happened at some gig of his up there, I think, where the crowd just got really rowdy, or wasn't listening or whatever. Like there was some sort of issue. Um, and so the solution was that there'd be no drink, but like there was kind of speculation about the Limerick gig and the rest of the gigs. I don't want to call it panic, but there was a lot of like like worried conversations about like, are we going to be able to drink this fucking thing, or you know what I mean? Like too much for adults, but I bought into it as well. I was the same. I was kind of wondering the same thing. I was like, God, I wonder what we're going to drink. It probably is an indication of something, but I'm not sure what 100% what that is.
I think
But
it's freedom of speech. Is that what it is? It's just.
But the ironic thing is, right? We went there. There was no issue. It was a completely normal gig. There was a bar. There was alcohol, the whole lot. The crowd was seemed to me to be like completely normal. You know what I mean? Some people were paying attention more than others. But he was totally cool. He was totally like encouraging people to join in. He was like really, engaging with the crowd. He wasn't anything like the example I think of, and this isn't meant to sound bad, because I have.
You're just going to start ripping into Christy Moore now again.
I was going, because he's the example of this. Now this is I really don't have anything against Christy Moore. That's I'm kind of joking about this. Okay, so but he is the example of like that loads of people have. If they were at a gig and he was shushing them, and he's telling them not to clap, and he's stop the song and blah blah blah, and it seems to be important to him. But it was nothing like that with David Gray. He was very much like, this is a concert, and it's everything you'd expect from a concert. And again, the crowd wasn't being overly respectful, but they weren't being like overly disrespectful either. So it's like, I was just like, what the fuck happened at that Dublin gig that made him kind of react that way, or made whoever the concert organizers react that way? Because he doesn't seem to be really that precious about how the crowd is reacting, because like I said, it was kind of annoying. But a great gig. God, I just like, and he played a good mix of like new songs and some of the older ones. And God, some of the older ones are just classics. They really are classics. Like,
what does
when
he
you hear
what does
them
he
being
play
played live.
himself? Does he play guitar or piano or
Guitar and piano? Yeah, guitar and piano is what he played on the stage, and had a band with him there as well then, and they were really good. And yeah, that was it was just lovely gig. And then we went into a pub afterwards called Radcliffe's, which we had never been in before. Really cool pub there in Corbally. Well, actually, it's just across the river from Corbally. Maybe it's not Corbally. I'm not 100% sure. I'll get back to housekeeping on that one. But a really nice pub. One of these pubs that the interior, it looked like the 1980s inside there. Like even the chairs looked like 1980s chairs. But you didn't mind, because it was just a really cool pub. The only kind of new thing in it was these LED lights, and you knew they were new because they weren't around in the 80s. And they added a kind of a Christmas feel to the whole place. But yeah, good Guinness, good atmosphere. Don't know why I tried to shorten that. Good atmosphere. Atmo.
This is how trends are born, man. This is how trends are born.
It's because we're fucking reduced to an hour on this thing. I have to cut every possible second off the podcast that I can. So I don't have time to say atmosphere, so I'm saying atmo. Even though I've said atmosphere 3 times now. But so that was really nice. And then we went back to the Western Ho, sang a few songs. It's like coming back to the Western Ho is like, coming into that bar and cheers, everyone knows your name and your, you know what I mean? It's great. Love it. Yeah. Love that pub. And just a great laugh there. We just caught the tail end of the gig or of the session, and it was fun. Really, really lots of fun. And that was kind of the highlight of my week, I guess.
How much does King John's Castle hold?
Oh, I don't know, but I think it was sold out. I think it looked very, very full.
It's not a sit down, stand up, or is there seating?
Yeah. No, it's all sit down. It's all stand up. Sorry, and it's in a cool part of the city as well. It's up in it's close to like what would be considered a rougher part of town, and traditionally, so it's really nice to see these kind of events going on up there. It's close to I think it's St. Mary's Park and the island, that sort of stuff. Still places that, to be honest, just still have a rough name, and so it's nice to see these kind of gigs going on there and bringing a bit of something different in there and giving that place and the people there kind of something to work with, I guess, and it's not all a bad name in that area. It's kind of some really good name, or like a good reputation. I was going to say good rep, but then I was afraid people might understand what I meant. Good reputation. I can't start shortening all my words, but you know what I mean, right?
Like representation.
Reparations. Good reparations. But no, it's cool because what's up there as well is the Treaty Brewery, which is Limerick's craft beer brewery place. They have their bar, which fronts the brewery, and you can go in and and there was a queue coming out the door. It's fantastic. I've drank in there before. It's lovely beers. And then Katie Daly's, which is quite a famous Limerick pub, is up there as well, right across from the castle, and it's always mobbed. And they had a cool kind of outdoor area. It was a real festival atmosphere. It was brilliant. It was like lovely.
This was before the gig.
This was just before the gig. Yeah, lovely sunny weather and a couple of beers and lots of nice vibes. That's short for vibrations. That's in the kind of like I suppose metaphysical sense, not actual vibrations. That's more of a mood, signifying a mood, rather than a geological phenomenon specifically localized around King John's Castle. You know what I mean?
Yes. King John's Castle is is it in the courtyard of King John's Castle, and it's just a big massive courtyard with the stone kind of parapets around you, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, you could have used the word para there. I would have got that.
Pets would have probably made more sense.
That would have been confusing. No? Pets,
like surrounded by
pets.
Just
I don't think that would work.
But then again, the other way is like paratroopers. The
paratroopers, yeah. It's just we have to tread that needle. I don't know how we're going to do it.
What if you're talking about paratroopers' pets? Parapets.
I'm just gonna
and then the pets of paratroopers.
These are. I'm not even going to be able to tackle these big questions for next week.
A lot of housekeeping.
Come here. We've got like 15 minutes left. Have you another subject to cover? Because I do have something I put off from last week.
No, that's why I was about to welcome you to or invite you to take up the mantle. And
yeah. So I remember last week we ran out of time.
Take up the mantle. What does mantle mean? Take up the mantle.
I don't know.
Throwing that out there for now. Go on. We'll come back to it. Just wanted to
You've thrown down the gauntlet.
Yeah, mantle.
Can we use any other phrases that we might not fully know the meaning of?
I'm sure I'll find some.
Somebody asked me once, what does a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush mean? And I was like, was that on this podcast? I don't think it was.
I don't think so, but it's kind of...
I think it was in real life. Yeah, I did my best, but I ended up sounding like a fucking idiot, actually, I think.
When you tried to explain...
Oh, God. Do you know what happened at speaking of fucking idiot, being a fucking idiot, I was at the concert, and, like, I wouldn't, I'm not like a hermit or anything like that, but, you have to pick and choose your opportunities to go out and when you're out, you're fully out. You know what I mean? To take full advantage in the alcoholic sense of the opportunity to imbibe as much as possible. So I was doing that, and I was quite excited. So tend to get quite excited when I get an opportunity to do that sort of stuff. And I happened to meet a, like somebody I know, a parent that I know. Let's say I know from creche pickups. We cross paths, and let's say we would have gone to, let's say our kids would have gone to the same birthday parties and stuff like that. So we have that kind of hello and polite conversation relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So met this person at the bar, and in the moment I was just like so excited that I think A, I was out, B, I was drunk, C, I met somebody that I knew, and I just gave her like a huge hug, which seemed like the normal thing to do for me
Nice.
in that second.
Absolutely.
But the second I broke away, I was like, why did I do that? Why did I give her like a big giant hug? And I didn't comment on it in the moment to her. I should have acknowledged it there, and then I made a joke of it right there, but I didn't. I just offered to help her with her drinks, and then realized I was
Smacked
like,
her on the ass.
You've got went in for the shift, just full on shift. No,
What?
I
You're all over me.
I said, you know what I said? I was like, she was getting a huge round of drinks, but she was on her own. I was like, God almighty, you've got a huge round of drinks. Can I help you with that? But then I ordered 3 drinks, couldn't help her with her drinks. So now I'd hugged her like unsolicited, and I offered to help, found out I couldn't help. So I am like the most useless person in this situation right now, unwelcome and useless. But to be fair to her, she came to the
Handsy Mac useless. That's what they call me. Good old Handsy.
Oh God, these hands are just good for hugging. They're not good for carrying. Sorry. They can just about carry my embarrassment around. That's all they can do.
So anyway,
okay, so what happened was then, to be fair to her, she had her whole exit strategy for this round thought out. She like managed to put all because she was buying cans, and the staff were sound enough to leave them closed. They didn't open them for her. She was buying cans of like pre-mixed spirits and stuff like that. So anyway, she put them back away. So she was able to manage her own round and go away. And we were going in the same direction. And it turned out we were standing in the concert only like 10 feet apart. We hadn't noticed each other. And went up and I told Deirdre, I was like, I met so and so, and I was like, I fucking gave her a hug. I was like, fucking Egypt, And anyway, Dee was like, I must go over and say hello. So she went over and said hello. What was the first thing your one said to her? Jeez, I'm Ed there. Give me a big fucking hug, big weirdo.
Is that what she said?
She'd say big weirdo, but it obviously was a thing. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? It stood out to both of us.
Absolutely. Well, we have
as an unusual thing.
We have a mutual friend in Limerick who comes over to Berlin and he wants to hear, and he said, he was like, "Oh, here comes me weekly hug, or yearly hug."
Yearly hug.
So it's clearly like, I think he was trying to tell me he doesn't really want it anymore, but I think he does want it.
That's not the way that's not what I heard.
No,
no. I mean, that sounds to me like he loves it. But what was I going to say? But then follow up.
He does seem to drop his trousers right before I see him.
Like, here comes my yearly hug zip. But anyway, the ending for that story is the next day I was at soccer pickup. So it was a kind of a soccer practice, and I was picking up the girls from soccer, and I kind of reconciled myself with the fact that I'm going to obviously meet this person again, and I have to like apologize to her because it was so kind of weird and out of the blue. And
it's not weird. It's that wouldn't be. It depends. It's location. But you're
talking about my hands now, or are you talking about location of the? There's only 2 hands, so it should just location. Location. Anyway, no. So I was like, I'm going to when I see her, I'm obviously going to mention it because I can't live with the shame of having shown affection. So I didn't meet her. And then I was walking away from the thing. We were on the footpath with the 2 girls, and next thing she actually pulled up in the car, and she was laughing before she even said a word to me. It's like, how's the head? She goes, like, she obviously like knew I was drunk or whatever before, but so cool about it. And she had like these two ice creams for the girls. It was like a drive-by situation, which is she's just like pulled up. She goes, how's the head? I fucking big drunk to fucking Egypt, basically. Here's two ice creams, give them to the girls there. And she just we laughed and she drove on.
those
Like
those
I
poor
feel
children.
I feel like I can hug her more now after that whole thing. You know?
Absolutely. Well, if this is the reaction you're getting, if this is the positive energy you're getting back at, the feedback is 2 free ice creams,
Ice
for ice
creams.
creams, banter, ice smashed to pieces. This was someone who you knew, who you knewish, kind of like, it's
Mm.
and now it's like, come on over to my house, let's take a bath. It's and D seems down with it. It all seems all roads pointing towards.
I'm going to let you just explore this whole thought. I'm not going to comment on any of that because this is too close to home for me.
Uh,
I'm going to keep it real on this one.
Okay, all right, okay. But it sounds like you did well. It sounds like you did well.
I think it worked out very well, and
You should start doing that more often, man. You should start just pushing the boat out a little with those tender hugs.
yeah, like but it was such a familiar hug. It was like as in like I know you really well, and we haven't seen each other for ages. We don't know each other really well, and I'd probably just seen her earlier that day, So it's kind of a weird situation. Anyway, look, maybe I'm just too generous with the hugs. I should probably just like be play a bit harder to get with the hugs.
Maybe,
Maybe that's it.
Oh God, now she's gonna start like treating you like a piece of meat, like just you're a little punching bag now. Oh God, I'm
God,
worried.
what have I done? I'll keep you posted anyway on all my hug adventures, misadventures.
Do. I feel like we've left way too little time now to get into what you want to get into now. Once again,
Dunno.
but more
Dunno,
time than last
maybe.
week. Go for it.
Yeah, we still have 9 minutes or something like that. Oh God,
Ooh, 7 and a
I
half.
think it's going to be enough time, man. So the song that because I really liked how we dissected some lyrics of a song there 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, the
Dance
real
to
and
the real
flickering
of the
light.
flickering light.
Yeah, by Christy Moore, who everyone loves. And I was like, it's a really good idea, so let's do it again. So I picked a song called Maids When You're Young, Never Wed an Old Man. It's a song that I came to know from the Dubliners. They released it in 1967. I'm just going to read a little bit there's not much on the Wikipedia page, just one paragraph really. So just to give you an idea. So the song was seen to be offensive due to its sexualized themes and was banned by both RTE and the BBC, resulting in its failing to make the UK top 40, instead peaking at number 43. It was the Dubliners' last hit single for over 20 years in the UK. The song also failed to make the top 10 in Ireland, peaking at number 11. So you kind of think, God, what did they say? If you're expecting like something along the lines of wet ass pussy, you're going to be like really disappointed. It's nothing as strong as that at all.
Well, I'm glad you got all the listeners ready and that they can just put their expectations in the right bracket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get
But
that out.
Yeah, but again, this is what counted for highly sexualized, bannable content in 1967 in Ireland. All right, I'm just going to read it first.
By the way, everyone, we'll be releasing our new single "Wet Ass Pussy" very, very soon. Now it's an
song,
Irish
that's an
exploration into basically just bogland, the deep south, bogland.
No, it's not called. It's called wet ass bushy. It's actually a play on. That's based in the bogs.
Wet ass sooty.
Schlege's Bush. It's a song called Wet Ass Bushy. Anyway, okay. An old man came courting me. Hey ding doorum day. Nothing too dirty there. I think the hey ding doorum
You should
day.
sing it, man. You can sing it.
No. An old man came courting me. Me being young. Young is a relative term. An old man came courting me, all for to marry me. Maids when you're young. Never wed an old man. We're okay so far, right?
Warning.
But here's where it gets filthy. because why should you not wed an old man? But well, she answers that question. The singer answers that question. This because he's got no falurromum, fadiddle I urum. He's got no falurromum, fadiddle all day. He's got no falurromum. He's lost his ding doorum. Oh, mates, when you're young, never wed an old man. Andy, have you still got your ding doorum?
Still got my ding doorum. Still know all that song as well.
Yeah, I do. As I was reading, I was like, oh, I actually think I could probably play this again.
It's funny. It's funny. I wonder, did you sing that first, or did I sing that first, or because you like, yeah, I can't remember who was singing it or when we were singing it, but I can remember learning it off. But it's funny because it is, even though it's like banned because of its, but it was banned because of its sexual nature, not because of its sexism or anything. Because it's not an insulting song to the female character
No,
at all.
It was completely about like what. Yeah, well, let's read on. Let's see, because I mean, there you're kind of going. He's got no falurromum, fadiddleiurum. I mean, he's got no what? What's he not got? He's got no. That could be anything. He's got no pipe, whatever. It doesn't matter. So we don't know yet. So when we went to church, hey ding Durham day. When we went to church, me being young. When we went to church, he left me in the lurch. Maids, when you're young, never wed an old man. Again, nothing too bad there. He left me in the lurch. That's all right. But then they repeat the chorus. Now this is the one. There is a. I'm going to read the rest of the verses. I'm not going to read the choruses. When he went to bed, hey ding Durham day. Okay, we're getting into. This is where the magic happens between the sheets. When we went to bed, me being young. Again, it gets a bit weird there. Bit of a weird sentence. When we went to bed, he lay like he was dead. A mates, when you're young, never wed an old man. You know what I mean? So, again, maybe that was just his style.
Whether it's just the wedding tales of old Ireland that I've been told from my beautiful mother, or or it's a general thing, but like this sounds like a lot of what Irish weddings were like. Just like, well, he went to bed. That's all right. I just guess it's just seems like he's done for the night.
I remember there was a movie about the notorious serial killer Ted Bundy, and he had a girlfriend that he used to ask when they were being intimate. He'd ask her to pretend to be dead, and I wonder maybe was that what was going on here? Maybe.
Yes.
It was kind of a fetish thing.
Yeah, sadistic.
Pretend you're dead.
Sadistic wife. That's it. Yeah, lie down. You're dead.
Sadick stick. Sad dick stick.
Go on, keep going because we're going to run out. We've got 2 minutes.
Okay. Then, when he went to sleep, hating Durham day. When he went to sleep, me being young. When he went to sleep, out of bed, I did creep into the arms of a handsome young man. See, infidelity there as well. And I found his falurromum, I nearly burst into song there. I found his falurromum, faldiddle day. I found his falurromum, he got my ding Durham. So maids, when you're young, never wed an old man.
So I guess that is aimed at the purity, the I've lost my ding Durham. So it's your virginity.
No. It's like I found his falurromum, fadiddleiurum. I found his falurromum, fadiddle all day. I found his falurromum, he got my ding Durham. So maids, when you're young, never wed an old man.
And what does it say in the normal verse, in the regular verse?
No, that's it.
No, so that's what she said in the final verse, but in the first verse, he's got no falurromum. He's lost no.
He's lost his ding Durham.
He's lost his ding Durham.
He's lost his ding Durham. Yeah, he's lost it.
Could be virginity.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be your fucking your drive, your pep in your step. Something. Have I been doing sex wrong? Less steps. That's the key. But don't lay like you're dead. Like, what do you want?
Can you imagine? Like,
give me more ding Durham.
Just need more pep in your step there. There wasn't a lot going on there. You need to, I don't know, just swing it about or something.
How am I supposed to fadiddle all day with this? This is what I'm working with. Oh, sugar, we're 59. We have to stop it, man.
We've got to call it, man. I told you,
Okay.
we'll get this right. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be bang on, but now we got to say goodbye. We love you all. Have a lovely week. Bye-bye. Oh, hello. Bye.
We're going to have to cut this short. We're not going to make it to the end of the jingle.
Yeah.
Okay, stop it, man. Let's cut it out.